So 1 year ago, I sold everything and left our house in California. Many of you may already know, some of you may not. I was in the military. I was stationed in San Diego. I spent about 26 years before I retired, and then I decided that I wanted to retire early from not just the military, but from full-on work. And living in California was just not going to be possible to do that. So I stayed there, worked a job working for the defense industry for about 3 years after my military retirement until my youngest son graduated high school. Once he finished high school, I left and we came to the northern Alabama area near Huntsville. Basically, cost of living is so much better here compared to Southern California. Plus, there's also a safety net in case I ever do need to go back to work for some reason. And then bonus, my son is going to University of Alabama here. So with that, it's been 1 year. I sold all my tools with the exception of a few things. Everything big was sold. And then when we moved here, one of my kind of rules or things requested with my wife was I have to have a dedicated space to have my wood shop. I've had to share the garage with storage. We had our laundry in our garage in California. So I wanted a place that I could have that was just mine, that I could do the things I needed to do. And obviously in Alabama, it gets hot and humid in the summer, so I wanted something that could be climate controlled. So that's kind of what I came into this with. This place started off as a standard blank garage. It's got, a few random outlets. It basically had spiders everywhere, but I've been slowly trying to convert it into the shop. Obviously, I'm limited on how much space I can do. One of the things that I had to put in was the storm shelter. Just really no other place for it was to go in here. So I lost a little bit of space there. But as we've gone through and I've looked at ways to kind of make my processes easier and building upon the information that I have from my previous shops, the things that I like to use, things I didn't really use much of. I've kind of prioritized what tools I get to kind of build this up. So if I don't really necessarily need a tool right now, I'm probably not going to buy it. If I'm doing a project that would need that tool, then that's going to be what I'm going to buy, because there's a limited amount of funds that I had from selling the tools previously, and some of the tools I wanted to buy were upgrades and cost considerably more than what I actually sold my old ones for. So I've had to slowly save up and buy the tools as I need them or want them for the projects that I have. So many of you know that I do a lot of 3D printing. I brought the 3D printer with me. I want to upgrade it to a larger one and one that has the ability to do laser cutting. But that's something I'm saving up for. I'm able to do a lot of the 3D printing aspect, at least, with the 3D printer. So that goes into what did I do first. And this is before I had YouTube. I didn't do a video on the build, but I did do a video when I painted is the storage unit I have over here. The bank of drawers on the left, and then the cabinet on the right where my 3D printer is stored. I knew I wanted a cabinet for the 3D printer. I used to keep the 3D printer in my office, but my wife really did not like when the 3D printer would move and make noise, especially when she's trying to record her videos. So It's one thing, I moved that into here. It's a climate controlled space, so I can easily get through that. Then also I had a lot of my hand tools that I did keep. I kept my chisels, all of my battery operated tools, my hand planes. I don't really use them that often, but I like having them just in case. Those, I want a place to store that stuff in. The bank of drawers was something that I brought over from my shop that I had in San Diego. I built a cabinet there that basically had similar drawer setup, and I like the drawers instead of cabinets because I can find what I need. Maybe going through a few drawers at a time, I can find my stuff a lot easier than I would be able to digging out from inside of a cabinet. So that's why I went with the drawers here. And I made it a little bit nicer than my old set. My old set was just plain plywood. And then that's why I decided to do the drawer fronts with the mural that I painted across the front. To kind of expand on what I was talking about, buying stuff as I need it. So the first thing that I purchased was the track saw. I'd never had a track saw before, but I knew that that would make breaking down materials so much easier. And so that was my first purchase when I moved here. So I was able to break down all the plywood sheets that we needed for the drawers, the cabinet, all that, and I put it together with pocket hole joinery and screws. And I did buy some clamps as well. Decided to purchase the SawStop. The SawStop was one of those things where I wanted that saw in particular. Granted, I would have liked a much nicer or the cabinet version, but I bought kind of what I could afford with my funds and, you know, prioritizing what I needed to do. I can do a lot of the work I need to do with that saw I have, and honestly, it's a really great saw. As I go through and purchase these tools and upgrade them, I'm using my 3D printer to enhance them or add additional things. So I wanted to get the Incra miter on it because basically the miter gauge that comes with pretty much any saw nowadays is not very good. So I bought the Incra to go with the SawStop. So I wanted a place to store it. Then I also wanted to have some tools to kind of go through. So now that I had my table saw and I had my workbench built with storage and my track saw, I needed a project that my wife wanted was to build a cabinet in our laundry room. I did do a video of that, but one of the things that we needed to put on there was routed edges on the drawers and the door fronts. So that's when I needed to build the router table. I did a video on that as well. So as I go through and I find these projects that I need and I look at the things I want to do in a project, I will find the tool or the upgrade that I need to do. So for instance, the laundry room cabinet basically required me to build the router table. So at that point, now that I've got that, I can do that project and, you know, things kind of go forth beyond that. Recently, I purchased the lathe. I got the Laguna Revo 1216 lathe, and I really love turning. It's just one of those things that if I want to spend 20 minutes in the shop to kind of do that, then that is one way for me to get out here and do that. And I'm sure you've seen several of my videos where I'm building jigs and attachments and add-ons for that. So that's kind of my process of doing these things. It's just kind of incrementally adding as I see a need or a want for something while I'm doing it. I went from buying the lathe to building the lathe cabinet to hold the sharpening system that I purchased above it, and then the storage underneath to hold any of the accessories and stuff that I have for that. So as I've gone through and done things in my shop, like I said, I've ran into problems or things that I think I could improve. And one of those was if I'm pushing a longboard through my table saw, then I had no way to catch that on the back end without it falling. So I wanted an outfeed table, but as mentioned before, this is a 2-car garage. So I needed a place that I could, or a mobile solution where I could have it as an outfeed, plus use it as an assembly table. And then another problem that I needed to solve was the fact that my planer didn't have a dedicated place that it could be. I mean, I built a place for it to go, but it was something that I just stored it at. So I needed a place that I could leave it set up, and all I have to do is move this thing to the side and plane my boards without having to pick up the nearly 100-pound tool every time I wanted to use it. So that's why I built this assembly / outfeed table and planer stand. And that's kind of the way I like to approach all of my projects. Is I try not to buy a tool unless I have a need for it or I have a desire to do something that would require that tool specifically. And I try to find solutions that would allow me to do things without having to purchase extra tools. So where does that leave us for the future? So I've noticed a lot of the problems that I have is my dust collection. I've got a Central Machinery Harbor Freight single stage dust collector. I'd like to do something a little bit better than that. I use my shop vac with attachments on tools, and it seems to do a pretty good job for those types of things. But my single stage dust collector, it's got the bag on it. I'd like to kind of upgrade that eventually when I get a little bit more funds saved up for that. Also, with my lathe work, I noticed that a lot of the cuts that I'd like to do, and not even just lathe, but just normal stuff, I'd like to use found wood, like firewood or wood from trees people are cutting down, and process that into usable project wood. And I would like a bandsaw to do that. So I actually just purchased a bandsaw. So that's going to kind of direct what my next few videos will be. I bought a 220 volt and I have no 220 volt outlets in the garage. So I'll also have to do some electrical upgrades. And here it's going to be fairly easy because my panel is right on the wall that I want to actually put everything on. So I'm going to do a sub panel with a few outlets, and I'm going to run some power out to our backyard as well, because I also just purchased a greenhouse kit that's going to probably be a few videos on that showing how I go through and set up that. So with a full year of being here, I left, we sold our house in June of 2025. So all of our belongings were, with the exception of the few things that we did keep, we filled up one pod, essentially, that we moved across the country. Everything else we sold or threw away. So we did all that in June. We left California in the middle of July, and we arrived in Alabama the 31st of July. So we've been here just about a year now, and I think we've come quite a ways. You've seen some of the projects we've done. I've done the painting station, the laundry room cabinets, the router table build, a few other kind of ancillary projects as we go. And I hope to be producing a lot more I know my wife keeps coming up with new project ideas for me, and if those come to fruition, obviously I'm going to try to record those and get those uploaded as well. So for a full year of building a shop from scratch, I think we've come a long way. Thank you for, even though I haven't recorded everything since we've started here, I'd like to thank the people that have been around and watched and kind of shared the journey with me to continue. You know, thank you for being there and encouraging me, and you know, sharing the links to the videos, liking, that sort of thing. So with that, I'm going to close out 1 year down in Northern Alabama, and hoping that we continue to grow and make this a continual presence here. So we will see you again on the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.